It's grown men on here shooting their shot, and if you don't reply back on time, they will unsend their message.
Sure did. Sure did. They better than me, okay? They just unsent their message. Me personally, you leave me on red, I'm gonna tell you right now. Nigga, I'm blocking you. Stop playing. It's a brother in your DM right now that sent you every angle of his beef and balls. I ain't even disrespect you like that. I said good morning. And I hear y'all. Dre, you don't think that's a little sassy for you to unsend a message? Watch this. Listen to this.
No.
This is a sick Negro.
Men don't have rights. I think that men are just inferior to women. I think no matter what, a powerful man will simp to a woman. Therefore, a woman in every circumstance in life is superior to a man. Any man, if you make more money than me, if you're stronger than me and you're taller than me, you'll still simp for me every single time. So I'm still superior.
She is so full of herself beyond recognition. So completely full of herself that inflated ego at some point is going to become a problem for her. And guys ultimately who simp in the beginning, who don't marry her, right? Guys who are just dating her, ultimately, if they have any sense of self-worth at all, will get tired of this attitude, right? The ego will ultimately catch up.
He cheated on me with the simp girl my other ex cheated on me with.
But no, she's up 2-0 right now. It's only halftime, okay? See, the problem is, you got to listen up. You're getting the rebounds in here. You're getting them. But then you're not sending numbers up the floor, okay? You're dilly-dallying back here, and we're turning it over before we even get over half court. So what we got to do is you got to hit this cross-court pass, break the press, and then you're going to send a shot at her dad. That's worth 5 points, okay? So you close that, and we're back in the game, okay? Let's get back out there. It's only halftime. We're down 2-0, but we can still win this thing. Okay, break, let's go.
I think another one of the issues is that when you listen to these modern women and the things that they say, it's always that a man has to be finished while you're still a work in progress. Do you think that's fair that a man has to deal with you and your BS while he has to be the perfect spec?
Trust not a woman when she weeps, for it is her nature to weep when she wants her will. Tupac said it's a lot of real G's doing time behind a groupie who bent the truth and told a lie. Now, I grew up hearing this saying that stupid is what stupid does. You fellas keep believing these women every time they cry or say something. You is what stupid does. You gotta understand that they live their life on edit. They stories that they showed you is edited. They don't like their eyelashes. They get more. They don't like their eyebrows. They cut them off. They don't like their hair. They wear other people's hair. They don't like their face. They put makeup on. Whole life is edited. So you can believe all the lies if you want to, because stupid is what stupid does.
Men don't care.
No, best
we
believe
don't
men
care.
don't care. You ain't met my man. You ain't met my man. You ain't met my man. Let's just be real.
Does he have kids?
No. Okay, you know what? Okay, you want to go.
It's just a question.
No, he doesn't have kids.
I don't want to categorize him incorrectly.
He doesn't have kids, but.
So he's one of those that got a chick with 2 kids and he don't have kids? He's one of those?
Correct. He's one of those, but guess what? He wants to have a big family. He wants a lot of kids. And I can't give that to him, but I can give him at least 1, and that's about it, because I got 2 already. And that's just his
You just said he can't have his dreams come true because he's with you.
And I venture to say that a lot more men would kind of move out of the realm of being afraid of rejection if there wasn't, as they perceive it, teeth behind the rejection. Be me. Man could walk up to you and say, "Oh man, I really like your energy. I really like your aura, man. You just something about you, man. You're just magnetic." What? I was just saying that, with the way that you act, seem like you're a fun time. Seem like you're a good person to hang out with. Was trying to see if you would like to go out to dinner. Oh, and just say that. I was. That's what I was saying to you, stupid. Stop acting silly. Stop acting like a loser. Stop trying. And that's the point. A lot of these modern women are trying to be offended. They're trying to be. They're trying to find ways to. You said I was what? I just said you was pretty. That's all. That's literally all I said. I said you look good. I said I liked your shoes. That's it. Man, I really like that dress on you, man. That looks nice, man. That blue is your color. Huh? You looking a little bit too hard. I mean, you're standing in front of me in the grocery line. So, yes, I see you. Are you okay? Stop talking.
She didn't know it yet, but she's about to have the worst night of her life. You went on a date with a guy you met a few nights before a party. He'd been super charming, The restaurant had a nice vibe, okay. We laughed, we shared stories, all right. Then came to the question, what do you do for work? Uh-oh. You told him the truth, you're on only... Ooh, Houston, we have a problem. His expression shifted instantly, the warmth disappeared. Duh. He pushed his chair back, stood up, and suddenly the room felt painfully quiet. Without a word, he tossed some cash on the table and walked out. In that moment, you felt small, not because of what you do, but because of how quickly he judged you. Well, yeah, you're an online... Buddy saw the missile and dodged it like a pro, and you're over here, and he paid for your meal. Like, he didn't go far enough, in my opinion, honestly. You got it so easy. Maybe you should call your father and apologize. That's so tough.
Men are the prize. Now, this is probably going to be the most pick-me I've ever said in my life. But I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know that men are the prize. Men are the prize. Now, when I'm talking about men, I'm speaking about black men in the United States. Let's do some math. The real math, not that girl y'all be doing. Black women make up 7% of the U.S. population. Black men make up 6.5% of the population. You see how that's already less? All right, let's go a little bit deeper. Out of that 6.5% of men, 2.8% of those men are incarcerated. So that leaves you roughly, 3.7% of men to choose from. Oh, but wait, some of those men suck. So you have about 0.18% of those men. So what does that leave you with? 3.52% to your 6.98% women. Supply and demand, bitch. You are not the prize. The men are the prize because it's less of them and more of us. It's simple.
Modern women don't really know what they want, right? You want a man to take the lead in a relationship, but then you want him to also respect your independence. I'm independent. I'm independent. I don't need nobody. I want you to be decisive, but don't be so decisive that I can't be independent. You got to be so decisive that you got to know when I don't want to be independent. And you got to know when I want to step in and be independent. That's the type of man that I want. You got to know when I want to be told what to do versus when I don't want to be told what to do. And when I don't want to be told what to do, you just get out the way. Huh?
Let me put y'all women on game because y'all be acting slow as men don't fear commitment. They fear regret. Let me tell you something that women don't like to hear. Men aren't scared of commitment. They scared of their life around with you. See, when a man commits, that's not like you committing. For you, it's emotional. For us, it's permanent, financial. Like, it's literal. It's just emotional with y'all. Men don't think like, do I love her? How long is this gonna last? Is she thinking about me? No, we thinking about if this go left and don't work, how up am I gonna be after this? That's how we processing shit. That's why a man can love you, you heavy, provide for you, all of that, and still hesitate. Because once we choose wrong, society gonna be like, that sucks. Nah, they be like, you should have chose better.
If I was a guy, I wouldn't date a woman. It's scary.
If I was a guy, I'd be so scared to be in a relationship in America because they are willing to be traditional, but the women are not. And they get nothing in return for their money, their time, or their resources. And the girl ends up cheating or not willing to cook or make a sandwich, and it's just...
She gets everything.
I'm so happy I'm not a man because, what the...
It's hard. Like, you can't win. It's like, it's just every... There's no... Women in America.
And here's what a lot of these modern women are doing. A lot of these modern women will get on TikTok or Instagram posting stuff about, oh, I want a family. Be 36, 37 years old. Oh, I want to get married. I'm finally ready to settle down. And a man will come along, slide in her DMs and say, hey, let's go grab coffee. On a dating app, swipe on you. Hey, let's go grab coffee. She'll leave that man on red and then post another sad story 3 days later. I can't find no men to talk to me. Why come men don't want to be around me? Who's willing to show up for me? The man in your DMs. The man that was trying to talk to you. The man that was swiping on you. Men, I should say, not even man. Men that were trying to talk to you. That's who's showing up for you. But for some reason, I guess you don't like the options that you have. Oh, I'm just going to stay single. Yeah, because what you perceive and who you perceive to be as Casanova ain't coming after you. So you're not really looking for a family. You're looking for some sort of status.
Here's what a wife's job is from a stay-at-home wife. Too many women put emphasis on how they can physically add value to a man, like cooking, cleaning, working, giving him booty, or getting a 5th degree. But he can literally do all of those things by himself or pay someone else to do them for him. No, your role as a wife is to learn and understand how to control your emotions. Why? Because you can literally build or destroy a man with your feelings. Just ask a happy husband or a divorced man. When you learn your emotions, you can learn his emotions, which is the key to pulling the best man out of him. You'll know his biggest insecurities, his weaknesses, and his triggers because you've identified similar ones within yourself, which means you'll know exactly what to do and say to empower him. But if you can't see past your own trauma in order to see him, you'll use that same power to tear him down in an effort to protect yourself. Not many women know how to do this, so if you want to stand out and be a great wife, take that and apply it.
Men don't approach women anymore because of FOBC. They don't want to be viewed as a creep. They don't want to be rejected, especially hot men. The only men that are going up to women and approaching them are ugly.
Guys have figured out the game. And the guys that have options don't need to approach you anymore. That's just the reality. You're so for the attention now that they have figured out that if they've got it together, if they're, pretty good looking, if they've got their finances and all, if they've got the confident energy, all that stuff, they don't need to go over to you.
The fact that some of these singles events and these mixers and stuff like that. Now I've seen some mixers out there that are pretty, they look pretty good. That's something I might go to if I were single, right? But then you have a lot of them where men don't come at all. And women are like, where are all the good men at? How come men aren't showing up to this type of stuff? Well, it's not really beneficial. A lot of this stuff to a man isn't really there's nothing I ain't going to take anything home from it. Well, you might get a number. You might. And what might means is it's similar to playing the lottery. Well, you might win. So keep on playing. I'm going to keep on playing the lottery and I might never win. But I've spent a lot of money. I've accumulated a lot of tickets, a lot of lottery tickets. And when I've counted up the cost, man, I spent a lot of money on something that I never even had a chance to win. Well, do you have a shot? Probably I have a shot, a chance to win in general. But do I have an actual chance? Versus a 1 in infinity chance? Probably not. And that's how a lot of men feel about dating. They don't really have a shot with a lot of these modern women. With the way that they act, with the way that they treat me, and really honestly and truly on that subject, with the way that they treat me, do I want to
ask a man what a good woman is?
Does anyone out there think that this individual has the slightest clue at all of what men actually think? Well, let's find out.
And watch him describe a maid with model looks.
Oof. Now that was just embarrassing. Believe it or not, though, that was actually a very good example of showcasing how a lot of women actually think, and they believe that a lot of men really think that way. Unfortunately, and quite obviously, they're not actually talking to men to get these sorts of opinions and to reinforce them. No, they're actually having most of these conversations with other women and from the echo chambers that they create for themselves on social media. But heaven forbid if they ever actually had a meaningful conversation or dialogue with a lot of men, they would realize that no, men aren't looking for a maid with model looks. Most men are actually looking for someone who's going to be there to support them, a partner, and someone to share their life with.
I just take issue with the whole thing that it stands. For starters, like I said, the name of the platform, when people, and again, not to attack you guys personally, but they come on here, they say, oh, we're models, models, and my fans pay me this. You're not models. You guys don't have contracts with agencies. I think it is just a glamorized lifestyle that is really dependent on selling that lie to other young girls. But it's just a pyramid scheme financially. If you look at the way the money goes down, the top 1% of creators are earning basically all of the money. But I think what it particularly is a cultural pyramid scheme. And what I mean by that is that it's not that you're trying to get these young girls like in a MLM type thing where, you know, buy the new Mary Kay makeup, buy the new pair of leggings or something. You're trying to convince them, and you guys, no offense, are doing it just by sitting here and trying to normalize work and laughing about the cultural pyramid scheme angle of it is that you are trying to get girls to buy into the fact that doing will not have any negative impacts on their life down the road, which is categorically false.
A lot of these modern women, they'll sit up here and watch a man do the things that he's supposed to be doing, act like he's supposed to be acting, and take it for granted. Fumble him, straight up. Just fumbled. They try to make it seem like he's the problem. He's the one doing things that he, you know, oh, well, he did this, or he was this, this, and this. No, you're the problem. You have the issue, and it's time for you to start taking accountability for you fumbling a good man. Plain and simple, man. I did this. I talked to him this way. I was acting silly, had a bad attitude. I wouldn't dress appropriately. I was posting pictures I probably shouldn't have posted. And he got tired of it. He told me this multiple times. He reasoned with me. He sat down and explained things to me. And yet and still continued to do what I wanted to do. And so he left. We couldn't come to agreement, which really means I couldn't stop doing.
I think women are so power hungry, and now that they've been given power, it reveals what women actually want to do. Because I just don't think our nature is very good. Yeah. I think our nature is like terrible. And so now they're like, here, you terrible people, here's a bunch of power. And they're like, yay, let's be whores. I'm going to leave my husband and I'm going to my kids. See you guys.
You make a good case. I can't really argue against
I just don't think our nature is very good. I just don't like, sorry, I don't mean to push back.
No, I don't think most people's nature is very good, though.
Well, especially women, though. I think women's is way worse. It's like not even like, I feel like men's nature is like this bad and women's nature is like that bad. Feminism just weaponizes men's, how good of people men are.
Okay, let's hear this.
Because what they'll do is the women are like, please, we want to work. And the men are like, shut up, fine. Here you go, honey, I want you to be happy. And they let us go work. Boom, she's the boss. Cooked. And then they say, look, we don't want to have a kid we don't want to have my kid. I don't want to force you to have it. So they're like, okay, here you go. And they're like, let's all the kids. And we just keep doing this over and over and over again.
Why do women have to prove their value, but men just have to show up?
I think it's the opposite. I think men have to prove their value and a woman just has to show up.
It depends on who you asking.
No, I think if you're pretty, you could get access to the parties, to the invite only, to the private yachts, to the billionaires club, just because they want to have you in the room. Now, we know what they want you in the room for, but if you're smart, you don't go for it. You work the room so that they invite you directly after. Whereas men got to earn the money, have the job, get the accolades, do the achievement in order to even almost have access to some of the things that she gets. Mm-hmm. So I actually feel like beautiful women get much more opportunities than men do.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think?
It just depends on who you're asking.
Personally, I don't know the answer. I just feel like for me personally, I think that as a woman, I get more opportunities than a man because I think that men want me to be in the space, but they don't expect me to come with the character or the work ethic that I come with. And that's what keeps me in the room. What I look like might get me to the room, maybe if I know somebody, but what I'm built by or built of is what keeps me in the room.
A lot of men are moving differently. A lot of men are moving silently. You can call it checking out. Really, honestly and truly, when you think about it, men don't really actually check out of society. They're not actually checking out of society. Because they still live in society. They still work in society. They still have family that's in society. They still have friends that are in society. Whether it's a girlfriend or a guy friend, they still have those people that they go and talk to, they engage with. Brothers are going for hikes, walking in the woods, camping, hunting, going and playing basketball, getting involved in a plethora of different hobbies. What they're actually checking out of is the society that you created, the society that you want him to live in. And he's essentially saying, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to sign up for that. I've already seen my brother or my homeboy or my dad or whoever, even myself. I've kind of tried to opt into your world to understand how you run things. But then when I ask you to come into my world, all of a sudden it's a problem. If we can't get on the same page in that regard, then why do I need to keep on trying?
Okay, I had a wife hire me to follow her husband. So he works 30 minutes away from home. He gets off at 5. He's always home at 5:30. But this past 2 weeks, like 3 days out of the week, he's usually coming home at like 6 o'clock, 6:15. And she wants to know what's going on. And she asks him and she's like, why are you always late now? He's like, oh, I'm staying home later at work, or like there's a lot of traffic. There was a crash or whatever. And it's always 3 days. It's always Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So she's like, I want 3 days of surveillance to see what he's doing because I just don't trust him. Like, why is it taking him over an hour now just to get home from work? So I did surveillance on him. I did all 3 days, and he did the same thing all 3 days, and you're about to see it. Day 1, he went to McDonald's, got a little hamburger, parked to the side, ate it, and then went home. On day 2, he grabbed a little sandwich, was sucking his little fingers, ate his sandwich, and then went home. Day 3, I'm going to call this man Tom. Tom decided to go through Taco Bell drive-thru, eat his taco, and then went home. Updated the client, let her know. I said, girl, the only thing he's cheating on is his diet. She's like, he is supposed to be watching this cholesterol. Girl, bye. He's eating Taco Bell. I'm going to get a little Taco Bell, too, because that's my weakness. I already took a bite. Tom's eating, I'm eating, Tom's not cheating, he's just eating. Surveillance was discontinued.
When I worked together for a weekend, he was headlining, obviously. He's the man. He was like talking to me in the green room, just like oversimplifying how easy it is to be happy, where he's just like, it's just have a good time. And I was like, but what if you're sad? He's like, what is sad? Like, he just kept
just don't be sad. Yeah, it's easy.
Just, oh God, you're the thing in the depression books that is like a trigger for everybody, where they're like, I know it's hard when you have a friend who's just like, just don't be like that. And it's like,
yeah,
well, that friend doesn't understand.
So then you pitch me on why you have all these reasons to be sad. You're very talented. You're very beautiful. You've got a TV show in the works. You just did Conan. You just on stage. People come to see you. You've got a great podcast. You have great friends. I know you have a very functional, normal, great family. So what is your... Go ahead. What are you walking? What are you driving around the town going, isn't it hard to be Taylor Tomlinson? Like, what is your problem? Go ahead. Pitch me on your problems, Taylor.
You did this in San Diego, and it was the same thing where I was driving home just like, he tricked me. How did he do that?
No, pitch me on what your beef is.
Oh, God. Someone else talk to him. Okay.
You want to know something that most women aren't ready to hear? Modern feminism chivalry.
I don't think they care.
Modern feminism has shifted from seeking equality to promoting superiority and resentment towards men, framing men as oppressors rather than partners and equals. With the birth of modern feminism, there came the birth of the girl boss, I don't need a man. Chivalry was never meant to make women look weak. It was made to create a culture of mutual respect where men acted honorably towards women and acknowledged their virtue and grace.
Yes.
Modern feminism, by demanding sameness instead of equality, has blurred those lines. In trying to erase gender differences, it's erased the gestures that celebrate them. The result of this is now we have an entire generation of men who are not willing to honor, pursue, or protect women. We have this entire generation of men who just want to hook up on the first date, who have no respect for women, who don't hold open the door, who don't buy flowers, and it is because of modern feminism.
Yep.
Not only that, but it is also a result of weak men. There's a reason that our grandparents have the cutest love stories where the men pursued the women and they didn't have sex until they were married and they respected and honored each other. And now we are seeing the result of the crash and burn of modern feminism. And unfortunately, it is affecting a lot of women looking for life partners and a lot of men looking for life partners. Feminism is great. The idea of feminism is great to promote equality, but it has evolved into something that is toxic and dangerous to our society.
Yeah. Notice how there's no female loneliness epidemic? We're like going back to school and becoming the most educated we've ever been in all of history. We're advancing in our careers and climbing the corporate ladder and becoming the breadwinner in a lot of our families.
Turning 40 this year and everything is just hitting me right now. It's like not where I wanted to be. I haven't succeeded at anything. Have I even tried? Like, I don't even know anymore. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to cope with anything.
We're traveling with our friends and taking Pilates classes and learning how to cook or sew or paint.
I'm telling you, that singleness only hits you at night. When you ripping and running throughout the day, when you at work, when you whatever extracurricular activities, when you're doing hobbies, when you're at the gym, you don't even care about being single. That's not even on your mind. But when you pull up to the house at night and you get in that bed alone, that's when you be like, I really wish.
We are developing ourselves and strengthening our bonds with other women.
Still on my mind, do we build it up? Just to let it wash.
Do you have any guy friends?
I do.
If we were dating and they wanted to spend time with you one-on-one, how would you react?
Okay, so a lot of the guys that I date with do not condone me having guy friends. But unfortunately, because I'm single and no one has asked me for marriage, I'm going to continue to have guy friends. I'd rather guy friends than female friends.
So you're saying that you're single until married?
Absolutely.
Even if we were boyfriend, girlfriend?
Absolutely.
So if I said, yo, my boundary is no hanging out with this dude who I don't know.
As a girlfriend, you don't have that ability to tell me what I can and cannot do because there's no ring on my finger and because there's someone out there that's going to give me the full throttle of what I want. I believe that.
But if we're together, why would you want to break that?
So let me reverse the question, right? So we're together, right? And you have a fan base of female friends, right? Will you hang out with them?
Not if it's something you didn't like.
Okay, so I like your thought process. A lot of guys won't think like that.
And once again, men are starting to look specifically because, before they was letting it go. They saw it, but they was letting it go. And now I'm looking specifically. Once again, we have to go back to drizzle. I'm looking specifically for who's putting in effort. Is the effort one-sided? Am I receiving some sort of reciprocity? Is the reciprocity up to par? Because you can't just buy me a Snickers bar and I didn't just bought you a 48-ounce tomahawk steak. We're not going to do that. Well, you did that out of the kindness of your heart. Right. And now you see how kind I am. Maybe you need to expand your kindness. Modern women don't want to do that. I want to give you these little beat up shoes that I found at Goodwill or Salvation Army that got dingy, dirty, and all that stuff. And you can find some good stuff at Goodwill. You can find some good stuff. But the stuff that you be getting the man, it seemed like you done went dumpster diving. Oh, well, I found this on the side of the street. I thought of you. Girl, you stupid. Shut up, talk.